tried to save her, until she said, "Please don't carry me to bed." 1. The night she fell from the sky. Rain hammered the empty highway like 1,000 shattered mirrors. Adam Clark was driving home from his night shift when the storm cracked open the sky. The radio hissed, the lights flickered, and in the middle of that blinding flash, he saw her. A figure lying motionless at the edge of the road, soaked in rain, wrapped in a pale blue shimmer that wasn't quite fabric. He hit the brakes and ran to her, heart pounding. She looked human mostly. Long silver hair plastered to her face, skin that shimmered faintly under the lightning, eyes closed as though dreaming. Hey, can you hear me?" he said, kneeling beside her. No pulse, but her skin was warm, too warm, almost pulsing. When her eyes opened, Adam stumbled backward. They weren't human eyes. They glowed faintly, violet and liquid, reflecting him like a mirror. "Please," she whispered, "don't let them find me." Then she fainted again. To the stranger in his apartment. He didn't think, he acted. Adam lifted her, light as air, and carried her to his truck. Her clothes were soaked, her body trembling even though the cabin heater blasted. When he brought her home to his small apartment, he laid her gently on the couch, wrapped her in blankets, and waited. Hours passed. The rain didn't stop. At 3 a.m. she finally stirred. "Where am I?" she asked softly. "My place." "You were lying on the road, you could have died," Adam said. "Do you remember anything?" She blinked, scanning the room as if every object was new to her. "You shouldn't have brought me here," she said quietly. "They'll come." "Who?" But she didn't answer. Her gaze was fixed on the window, where lightning flashed again, and for a brief instant, Adam swore he saw something in the sky. Not a plane. Not a drone. Something vast, dark, and watching. 3. The girl with no shadow. Her name, she said, was Ilara. Over the next few days, she healed astonishingly fast. The bruises vanished overnight. Her skin glowed faintly even without light. But the strangest thing Adam noticed was that she never cast a shadow. When he asked, she'd only smile sadly. "My kind don't belong to your light," she'd say. Despite her strangeness, Adam found himself drawn to her. She spoke in soft, melodic tones, as if every word carried sorrow from another world. When she laughed, the air itself seemed to shimmer. And yet she was terrified. Each night she woke up gasping, whispering words in a language that made the air tremble. One night he heard her whisper, "They found me," for the warning. The next day, strange things began happening. The lights flickered, electronics died, and a static hum filled the air. Adam's phone glitched, showing unknown symbols before the screen went black. Then the knocks began. Soft, deliberate taps at the door. 3 times, always at midnight. When he finally opened it, no one was there. Only the smell of ozone, and faint footprints that shimmered for a moment before fading. Ilara grew weaker. Her veins glowed faintly under her skin. "They are close," she whispered. "I can feel the pulse of their minds." "Who are they, Ilara?" Adam demanded. "Tell me what's happening." She met his eyes, tears forming. "I wasn't meant to be here. My people sent me to watch, not to feel. I broke the law of my world. I loved someone I was meant to study." Adam's heart clenched. "You loved someone." "You," she whispered. 5. The night of the pulse. That night everything fell apart. The sky over the city turned crimson. Sirens wailed. Every screen flashed static symbols Adam couldn't read. Ilara collapsed in his arms, her body convulsing with light. "They're here," she gasped. "They'll take me. And you'll die if you're near me." "Then let me go with you," Adam said, gripping her shoulders. "You can't survive where I come from." "I don't care." She looked at him with unbearable sadness. "Adam, when they arrive, promise me something. Anything. Don't carry me to bed." He stared at her, confused. "What are you talking about?" "Promise me," she pleaded. "If I fall, don't move me. Don't lay me down." Her voice trembled. "That's how they'll find me, through the pulse of the place I rest." Before he could answer, the windows shattered. 6. The hunters. 3 figures appeared outside. tall, luminous silhouettes that warped the air around them. They didn't walk, they drifted. Adam grabbed Ilara and pulled her behind the couch, but she shook her head. You can't hide me. You can only delay them. The room trembled. Every object lifted into the air. Books, glass, metal, suspended by unseen force. One of the beings spoke, its voice not sound but vibration. Ilara, you have violated the observation law. Return. Ilara's eyes filled with light. No. Your connection to the human must be erased. Adam stepped in front of her. If you want her, you'll have to go through me. The figure tilted its head, curious. Then it reached toward him, and pain like lightning ripped through his skull. He fell to his knees, bleeding from the nose. Lara screamed. The lights burst, the air turned white, and for a heartbeat, everything stopped. When Adam opened his eyes, the beings were gone. So was Ilara. 7. The empty apartment. Days turned into weeks. Adam searched everywhere. Hospitals, woods, government sites. Nothing. The world had returned to normal, but he hadn't. Sometimes he'd find faint violet marks on the floor where she had stood. Sometimes his radio would whisper her name. He started dreaming of her, standing under a silver sky, reaching for him, saying the same words. Please don't carry me to bed. Each time he woke up, his chest ached as if something had been torn from him. The return. A month later, during another storm, Adam heard a knock. 3 times. He froze. When he opened the door, she was there. Ilara, pale, trembling, her eyes dimmed, her glow fading. Adam, she whispered. I escaped, but I don't have much time. He caught her as she fell into his arms. I thought I lost you. You did, she said faintly. But I came back. To see you one last time. Her pulse was weak. Her veins were black now instead of glowing. They poisoned me with the void. I'm fading. Don't talk like that, he said, carrying her inside. I can save you. She smiled weakly. You can't save what doesn't belong here. Her eyes fluttered closed. Please, don't carry me to bed. Why? He choked out. Because when I die, my kind will come for my body. If they find me in your home, they'll burn this place, and you. He hesitated, tears streaming down his face. I don't care, Ilara. I can't just let you. But she was already gone. 9. The light that burned everything. Outside, thunder rolled like a scream. Adam knelt on the floor, holding her lifeless form, refusing to let go. He whispered her name again and again until the air around them began to glow, blinding white, humming like a million voices. Through the storm, shapes appeared. The same tall figures as before, descending like ghosts of fire. One of them spoke inside his head. The law is fulfilled. The subject is terminated. The human is marked. Adam screamed. You killed her. Her choice. Your consequence. Then the light swallowed everything. 10. The aftermath. He woke up 3 days later in a hospital. Body burned, memory fractured. The official said lightning struck his apartment, burning everything. No sign of anyone else found. But at night, the machines in his room flickered. The heart monitor would pulse in a strange rhythm, spelling out letters. 11. The final message. Months passed. Adam moved to the countryside, away from everything. But the dreams never stopped. One evening, he walked into the woods and found something impossible. A circle of burnt grass, still warm. At the center, a silver pendant lay half buried in the soil, glowing faintly with violet light. When he picked it up, a whisper filled his mind. I told you not to carry me to bed. Because I didn't want them to find you. But they did. And now, part of me lives in you. He dropped the pendant in shock. But when he looked at his hands, his veins glowed faint violet. The wind carried her voice, soft and loving. I'll always be with you, Adam. Even if it kills you. 12. The tragic end. That night, the lights in his cabin began to flicker. His reflection in the mirror no longer looked entirely human. Faint light pulsing under his skin, eyes glowing with the same hue as hers. He realized what she had done. She transferred part of herself into him. a fragment of her alien essence. And now, her people would come again, not for her body this time, but for what she left inside him. As the thunder rolled and the first knock echoed on his door, 3 slow, deliberate taps, Adam whispered to the empty air, "Please, Ilara, don't let them take me." The door creaked open on its own. A blinding light spilled in. And somewhere in that light, a familiar voice whispered, "You tried to save me, but now I'll save you." Then everything went white. 13. Epilogue. Weeks later, investigators found Adam's cabin burned to the ground. No body. No signs of struggle. Only a message carved into the wall. Faint but clear. She said, "Please don't carry me to bed." I didn't listen. And now I dream of her stars. Above it, the ceiling bore a mark. A perfect ring of violet light, burned into the wood. No one could explain it. No one ever would. But sometimes on stormy nights, drivers on the old highway swear they see 2 figures walking hand in hand, one glowing faintly silver, the other human, disappearing into the rain.